Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we got some more information about the clan versus clan war and what that might entail. It's still not full information, but we're going to go through all of the new info in this video. There's also some new events, or at least some events for this week that we should talk about as well. So buckle in. It's Monday morning recap time. And yeah, let's get into some of this new stuff that we've got to share. Let's start with the clan versus clan stuff. So myself and Saf did a video where we kind of speculated about what this system could look like. And, you know, we spoke about what we think the new Clan Wars system's going to be coming on the 10th of July. Since then, as of this morning, I got this information from Raid. As I say, it's still not conclusive, but there is quite a bit more going on. So talking about the Stronghold here. The Stronghold is the most important building in the clan fortress. A siege battle cannot be won without capturing it. So it looks like from this image that we've seen from their little clip here, the Stronghold will need to be captured when you're doing a clan war. And there's these other kind of like defense towers and mage towers that kind of like sit around the outside of that. There's a few other bits here. So it says here, there'll only be one stronghold per clan fortress. That makes sense. But then it says this at release. We'll add more with the introduction of additional layers. So I guess what's going to happen here, rather than what I originally thought, which would be everybody gets the same base layout and you kind of have to fill up defenses and then the enemy team come and take them down. It might be something then that you progress over time with the ability to build more strongholds and increase the levels of these different units or towers to enhance the amount of defenses that you can put in them, I think. It also says here, like all buildings, your stronghold can be upgraded from level 1 to 3 through the clan's joint efforts. So there's going to be ways to upgrade the levels of your base. Other buildings on the layer cannot have a higher level than the stronghold. So the strongholds got to level first, then the other buildings follow suit. Strongholds provide a layer bonus to all defense teams fighting on that layer. So the higher the level of your stronghold, the more bonuses your teams will get when they're trying to defend a particular spot. Only the clan leader or deputies can activate the layer bonus. So it might be something that you turn on and off depending on some sort of resources potentially. Stronghold can hold between 12 and 18 defense teams based on level. Again, which I think have got to be taken out for you to be able to capture it. That would make most sense to me. Capturing the opponent clan's stronghold is one of the victory conditions in siege battle. So it's one of the ways that you can win. I guess the other one would be to just hold a higher number of areas, maybe. I'm thinking in like the given time. And it says here as well, defending your stronghold or capturing the opponent's will yield extra rewards for every clan member at the end of the siege. So some interesting stuff. I've also got a few like, what do you think it is type of thing. Honestly, we could just be guessing into thin air at this point, but is this a new resource? Try and guess what it's for. So this is part of the new siege strongholds type of thing, or clan wars. So, I mean, it looks a bit like a chess piece to me, but it could be a bit of a vial of some sort. It might be like an instant upgrade all of your affinity potions for a champion, for example. You know, like a barrel does instantly level. This could be instant affinity gain. Don't know, could it be a way to ascend your champion super quick? So not ascend, like bless. Don't know. Any ideas? Comment in the comments below. We've got another resource which kind of looks like a child's drawing of a car, but with like a, you know, like a blanket thrown over it. But could also just, I don't know, this one, I don't know, could it be some sort of stack of silver just hidden? Any guesses, let me know. The other one's a little bit more obvious here. It's blatantly a scroll. Do we have scrolls already in the game? Feel like we've got some stuff in the game already. The only scrolls I can think of is like a name changing scroll. I think that's probably is that the only one in the game? It can't be that, surely. Can't be that. So let me know what you think this is. It could be instantly unlock all of a hero's abilities in an item. Maybe I'm going too big. It might be something way more simple than that. But anyway, all of this stuff is being added as new items for Clan Stronghold. So that's all I've got at the moment. We're still waiting for like the big reveal with all of the information. They're just kind of teasing it out slowly. But anyway, let's get into the other stuff that's happening right now. So we've just had information drop that says there is going to be a 1+1 extra legendary event on Ancient Shards. Do I have many Ancients? I think I've got a decent amount of Ancients. 110 I got. Not bad. So on the 25th of June, which is tomorrow, they're going to do a 1+1 on Ancient Shards. Get ready for your Facebook feed, for your Discord groups, for your Twitter feeds to just be full of, look how good my two were, or look how bad mine were. Do appreciate that lots of people just don't ever get the legendaries at all. No doubt I will do a video doing an extra legendary. I might have to convert some gems or whatever, but I find these events quite fun, actually, getting the doubles. It's way more impactful if you don't have a ton of champs yet to just get 2 new legendaries on the account. Versus, I guess with empowerment, maybe it's not quite as crazy as that. But anyway, double legendaries is very emotional. It's an emotional time, but it does tend to be quite fun. So bear that in mind. Also bear in mind, probably this week we're going to be told about a new fusion, which will start, in July. So if I think back to fusions recently, we've had some pretty big ones over recent months. Not last month, I would say, but before that, we had a number of really good ones in a row. So, stockpiling shards is the only way to achieve those fusions without spending a bunch of cash. So you need to make these decisions at this moment in time when we've got fusions on the way. Other than that, we've also got triple chance to get reflex gear, which is super good. It's still really good as like a late game player. I tend to farm just stage 20 of Ice Golem. So Ice Golem is one of the dungeons I enjoy the least. But out of all of the sets, Cursed I use and Reflex I use. That's the only 2 sets that I use out of this dungeon. So when you got a 3 times on this specific set, I think it's worth going after. If I think about my Wixwell team, 2 of the team are in Reflex. There is an upgraded version of Reflex, which is Merciless now, but still, that's more for like an offensive champ, whereas Reflex can just be used on anyone. So still really good. What else we got here? We've got a 3 times in Spiders for Ogrin Tribe. So specific, if you're specifically trying to farm a type of accessory, I'd say that's kind of weak source unless you are a new player, because pretty much any other form of accessory that you can get in the game is just a straight upgrade on the ones you get out Spider's Den. But you still need a bunch of accessories. So, if you've got Ogrin Tribes champs there that you're trying to get accessories for, that's going to happen on the 29th of June, once the Reflex stuff is finished. And then there's going to be a 3 times chance to get regen gear from Fire Knight. And that's from the 1st of July. Regen gear, I'd say, alongside Savage, they're the 2 best sets out of this dungeon. With Stun, in coming in 3rd place. The rest of them have probably just been like power crept really in the game. Early game, you might use some shield, but Bolster's just straight better. Regen set is still one of the best sets for any of the solo comps. I use Regen a ton. I use Regen a lot on my endgame account. So it shows that it's a decent set. So yeah, 3 times on that, and that's going to be on the 1st of July. The other thing that I just wanted to touch on while we're doing the recap for the week is we've got a new Prism event, of course. What's going on with this one is actually something that's worth shouting out is where you can actually get the stuff from. So it's normally Sand Devil as a rule, okay? And it's not this time. So Sand Devil's dropping in here. It's actually going to be from a Soul Chase tournament, which you've either got souls lying around or you don't. That's an expensive way to get Prism Shards, in my opinion. What have I got in terms of souls? I've got quite a lot of shards. So I've got 40. I've got another 19 waiting to go. But probably not enough, honestly, to achieve the Prism. So that gives you a sense of how difficult it can be for these sort of things. So yeah, that's unlikely for most people. Then you've got Ice Golem, where there's going to be some available, which like double dips into Dungeon Divers, where there's going to be some available. So it's I guess there's 3 ways, which is unusual. Normally it's 2. And, you know, we're going to get some prism crystals if you want to try your luck on a freebie pool. And what we're looking for here, 30 per pool and 6% chance of legendary. Okay, so in terms of the epics here, this is like all defense champions by looks of it. We've got, I guess I'll just call out some of the cool ones. Burengiri can help you with Bommel. Early game clan boss, you've got Sepulchre and Skullcrusher, both good. Atatsu probably as well in the same bracket, early game clan boss. Duke just generally good for content. Seeker unlocks a lot of the speed comps, so really useful champ to have. Tyrell, decent, but power crept a bit nowadays. Trombor, decent early game clan boss. Morag comes into her own when you start doing Sintranos and stuff like that. She's actually really useful. And the others are all decent. If you're doing a Wixworld comp, then Sandlash could be part of that group. For the legendaries, Stultus, one of the best ways to clear Hard Dragon. Really good for live PvP. Massive damage dealer for a defense-based hero. Defense-based champ. Dieth the Truth Shield. She is one of the banner dudes? Oh, maybe not. Okay, let me have a look. I can't remember who this one is. Dieth the Truth Shield. Attacks the enemy. Place an extra hit on enemies under decreased crits. Defense-based. AoE hits. Before attacking, it increases the duration of ally buffs. So she's one of the buff increasers. Okay. Puts reflect damage on all allies and ally protect. Then she puts strengthen and increased resistance. Okay. I mean, she feels kind of clan bossy, honestly. This reflect damage is very useful for Fire Knight, for burning off shields. If you use it with the blessing that hits when you've got reflect damage on, could be quite useful. Whenever an ally under reflect is attacked, has a chance to put an irresistible decreased crit rate and crit damage. She could turn into a very useful clan boss champion if you're like earlier game and you don't have an unkillable or something. I guess also could be pretty good in Hydra, honestly. But yeah, okay. Mishinaki, good Hydra champ. Firul, decent champ as well. All of these guys are actually pretty decent. Firul, like solid. Helicath is a game changer for any account, certainly in the early game. Good in live arena, late game. Unlocks a very easy, unkillable type of team for clan boss. Kira the Watcher, her best use is actually to turn her into Lady Mikage eventually. She's decent, but she's not great. Ragash, a bit like Stultus, does tons of damage for a defense-based dude. Very good in live arena, good in stuff like Curse City. And Kyoku is a really interesting defense-based, putting out decreased attack and burns. The burns are if you've got decreased attack already out there. She's got the allied protection with the block damage. She's really good for clan boss as well, but she's quite hard to speed tune. And then she's got weaken and some massive damage, honestly. She hits really hard. So, okay. I mean, it's a decent event. I wouldn't be like, go and buy some stuff for this. But if you get yourself some prisms and your early game, there's some really good epics in there and decent legendaries. But yeah, I don't think it's like a game-changing set of champs, you know, for the average account. So that's going to be it for the roundup. Let me know what you think about the Stronghold stuff. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.